You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Tuesday, October 17th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for joining us. Sorry, I took the day off yesterday, made it a 3-day sabbatical. It was more of like a strategical day off. It wasn't any necessary day off. Just looking at the calendar of what we have upcoming. And knowing the overabundance of like PTO that I have, that will kind of get wiped at the end of the year. I'm like, if I don't take this day, this week, I won't have another opportunity to take it. You know what I mean? Like we have so many things that we have to look forward to that we want to, put on great shows for that, I can't afford to take a day off. We got parties to plan, things like that. But,
right.
The second or third week in October, yeah, we could take a day off. Everyone else took a whole week off for fall break.
This is my Columbus Day now.
Yeah. I doubled up on the Columbus or Indigenous People Day, Rico. You gotta get it right.
Sorry.
Yeah, you get it right. And then nobody cares about Columbus. I actually had to take an extra day off because I had a late night because I went up to go celebrate my mom's birthday, which was Thursday. And I kept thinking, this is how old and dumb I'm getting. For whatever reason, if I get laser focused on a date or something, then no matter what facts like come across my face or my mind, I will block them and I will stay focused on whatever I'm assuming in the first place. So I assumed that my mom's birthday was on Saturday. So on Thursday, for whatever reason, I give her a text and I'm like, hey, what are you doing on Saturday? And she's like, why? And I'm like, well, because I wanted to take you out to dinner for your birthday. Look at me. I'm a sweet baby boy.
Right.
And then meanwhile, while I'm texting this out, I'm like, wait a second. I look at the calendar and I'm like, I want to take you out for your birthday, which is today. Happy birthday. This is at like 8:00 at night that I'm texting her this, right? So my mom
in real time.
Yeah, my mom is sitting at home stewing and just waiting for me to forget her birthday just so she could give me that guilt over and over again for the rest of the year, right? So I luckily, in the nick of time, gave her a happy birthday wish. But again, I was planning on saying happy birthday on Saturday and planning on celebrating her birthday on Saturday. And luckily enough for her, so then I had to give her a call and then listen to her talk for like an hour and a half because that's what good sons do. But I did point out that I just made it in the nick of time as far as the birthday cutoff is concerned, because you only have that 24 hours, so to speak. And East Coast time is a factor. So like I said happy birthday to her at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wow.
Yeah. But that's
close. Yeah,
but that's still a full hour for the next day, and it wasn't like a monumental birthday. It wasn't one of the round numbers. So that's good.
It counts.
Yeah.
It's technical.
Yeah. I mean, I got the dub. So close to taking that L. And luckily she's feeling good and feeling happy about everything. And I just have to make up for it at Christmas, but we did it. So I went up to Phoenix. Thank you. I went up to Phoenix over the weekend to do that. And that was my celebration and met up with friends up there. You, on the other hand, went to shoot video for Caliente's anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is at Ava Casino, and I'm kind of jealous, man. This is, and for a couple reasons. One, that's a beautiful looking crowd, is it not?
Very.
Yeah, and it was jam-packed. Now, I was thinking there, too, because
booze was flowing.
Yeah, you made a post, what was your post that you said?
About swiping right on Mexicana?
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I didn't comment. I was saving it for this morning. Like, what you don't realize is you probably dress very similar to most of those dudes out there. You got the cowboy boots. You got the plaid shirt.
Right. I had to mix in. You can't stand out too much.
No, you do that on a regular basis,
Yeah.
You're the most Chicano, least Chicano man I know. It's such a like conundrum
It's
where
a walking paradox.
on all aspects.
Yes. You
So-
just got to remain quiet and stoic the entire time, and nobody says anything to you.
Yeah, because you're hoping they don't start a sentence in Spanish and you just look like a deer in the headlights.
It happened a few times, actually.
I'm sure it did with your
How many
boots
times
on.
I had to say, lo siento, mi no hablo español. Medio gringo, lo siento, lo siento.
I don't know if they believe you, though. They look down at your boots and you're
know.
like, you are 100% Mexican.
I know.
Yeah, so how many times you fall in love? What was the over-under?
7 times.
Yeah, that makes about good sense.
Siete.
Yeah. Did you get any numbers, or did they tell you the numbers in Spanish so you didn't actually
Oh, I got
lock them down?
their sketchy WhatsApp they still have down from their Mexico days. Yeah.
See, you joke, but I really do hope that you found like your next baby mama or future ex-girlfriend, whatever the case.
Careful, just talking about it will get them pregnant.
I know. Oh, I know. You can't even hug them.
Nope.
I know. Very fertile. Especially the better they look, the more fertile they become.
Ay, Dios mío.
I know. It's a beautiful thing. So, yes, it was good times. And we have good times lined up for you today on the show. Of course, we got your morning moron. I have tons of listener bait to give away to make up for not doing a show yesterday. So we're going to double up on the ticket items, including tickets for Zach Sabbath, which is Zach Wild doing Black Sabbath. We also have tickets for the World Fighting Championship, some MMA action, and it's Tuesday. So we're going to have Rocco from Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza in with us for another round of Tap Out. All that and more in store, and that's really just the beginning, so stick around. We got music for Five Finger Death Punch coming up after The Offspring. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go! All right, there we go. That was an emphatic let's go this morning. Let's go. I see you, 10. I see you, Anthony. The question you're asking is about the short that I posted last week of, what was his name? The rapper who ended up huffing furniture paint. It was
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
furniture cleaning.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a superstar. God damn it, what am I I'm forgetting his name. I will remember his name here in a moment, but the short answer is prison. He's in prison. And he came across my radar when I was on the Frank show and Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was Sublime with Date Rape. We're here on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Coming up next is the Powerball Rigged. There's data analysts and experts that believe so. We're going to present that case as to why you may never want to buy another Powerball or Mega Ball ticket again, unless you live in the state of California, of course. And, of course, there's another OnlyFans teacher who has quit teaching because she's making so much money on OnlyFans, and how quickly it escalates from tasteful nudes to full-blown hardcore quadruple X porn. Yes, I threw an extra X on there because, dear Lord, she did not hold back. And she was a teacher that for freshmen and sophomores, which I'm telling you, that's a core audience right there. That's 100% going to steal mom and dad's credit cards and subscribe to the VIP package of our OnlyFans page. So it's just another loss in the educational system, a gain for perverts. All that more, including your top viral videos and headlines coming up on the podcast broadcast, breaking down the Powerball story after the latest from Foo Fighters. Here's Under You on Rock 102.1 KFMA. All right, so I want to say his name was fucking... I had to check real quick, clear? Okay.
Have to Google furniture cleaner huffing rap artist.
Yeah, no, I got to. I have the interview up here. So he came across, he was on this Facebook page, Facebook group. He was getting basically roasted because he's just a lunatic. He was out there being bragged, taking a bunch of pictures with guns and drugs and, trying to be like this super hip hop artist who made it without making it. And he was local. It's Petro Sunny is his name. Now, I actually have two parts of this interview. The first part of the interview I posted 5 years ago. It got 3.9 thousand views. Immediately off of the page, had 3 subscribers, and I didn't know hashtags or nothing, but just to look at this kid, I had people clicking on his video, and it was a huge reach. And there was 2 parts to this video, but he reached out to me shortly after I posted it and asked me to take it down because he had a bunch of serious criminal charges he was about to face. Yeah, and he was afraid that it was going to damage his case, which it would have. It didn't matter though, because Petro Sunny buried himself in criminal activity and made it so easy for TUS TUSPD or Tucson Police Department to bust him. They did a raid on his house. I mean, the whole thing it was front page news for a couple weeks here in town. And a part of it was his being braggadocious of shit. In fact, actually, I'll pull up this real quick. I do have it ready to go. So
why do I feel like you're always in the middle of some kind of like legality thing with these people that we have on sometimes?
Well, I did. If you guys are wondering why the Saliva Drowning Pool podcast was taken down, I am going to re-upload that after I edit things out. But at, Friday night, I get a text message. I get a missed call. I didn't answer it. I was getting ready for the concert. And I get a text message from one of the managers of the band saying, "Hey, Beef, can you call me back when you get a chance?" And I immediately knew what it was for, right? It was because I goaded Bobby into the lead singer of Saliva into talking shit about the other lead singer of Saliva, the former lead singer, Josie. And you guys were sticking around. It was actually like overtime of the podcast. It was like a 2.5 hour podcast on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because nothing, everything was impromptu and I was just getting surprised with in-studio guests. So we just went with it. But yeah, I got, I encouraged Bobby to talk shit about Josie, which he did. And he shared some stories that weren't necessarily public knowledge. And he's currently in litigation against Josie, right? So they're battling it out for the name of Saliva. And the manager felt like it would be detrimental to their case and asked if I would, take it down. And I absolutely did. Without hesitation, not a problem. And I'll edit it up and I'll re-upload it to the podcast page a little bit later. But yeah, so that's what that was.
So wait, they're fighting over the name Saliva? That's the big deal?
Yes. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, but it was Josie's fault. It was in the contract that if you walk away from the band, you leave the band name there. So Josie's going to lose it. And Josie, the former lead singer of Saliva, is like the worst case scenario or worst example of a lead singer that you could have. We're back on the air, by the way. So like this guy, and I'm not gonna say his name again, it's strictly for the podcast, but this guy was such like a diva ass that his reputation is like Chad Kroger on steroids. Like the way he treated people when he was at his like peak is the reason why he will never reach a peak again, because those are the same people you see on your way down, and that's just how it is. In this business, entertainment industry, it comes down to you being a good person. And when you're not a good person, that will affect your career. And, he's an example
like crazy,
of that.
Especially nowadays.
Absolutely. So we're back here on the podcast broadcast. I was just kind of filling in our OG streamers as to why Friday's episode of the podcast was taken down, but it will be back up later today if you just keep an eye on that, youtube.com/beefvegan. But first, let's talk about this Powerball, man. We get caught up in the fever. We didn't talk about it much on the radio because we're kind of like used to Powerball jackpots being over $1 billion at this point. It continues to happen, but what we're not used to is the same state winning the Powerball over and over again. And that's California. Now, when it first happened, it was, it seemed logical. There's a lot of people in California.
Right.
So, statistically speaking, the fact that somebody in that state that has like a large portion of the population of the country winning doesn't seem unreasonable. But when it happens again, and then again, yeah, the data analysts figured out that the odds of this happening, the same state winning a Powerball like this, is so astronomically rare that it borders on impossible, meaning that it should not and could not happen in a million years. So that leads to people screaming out that the Powerball is rigged. And they say, I'll give you some examples. So, like a social media user posted a list showing the 10 biggest Powerball jackpots, indicating that California won the top 4, right? The top 4 of the 10 biggest Powerball jackpots. And he wrote, does California have some type of rigged advantage in Powerball? Now, along with the list, the user also posted an answer from ChatGPT supporting their suggestion. ChatGPT said, you are absolutely right. Statistically, it does seem unlikely. Ensuring fairness and transparency in lottery systems is essential to maintain trust. And it is, because as soon as people start feeling like, hey, this system's rigged, even though we know the chances of winning the Powerball are against us, right? But if people knew it was rigged, then all that money, all that tax money that goes to the states will drop. As soon as we start feeling like, wait a second, we're paying our idiot tax like once a month. As soon as the jackpot gets high enough, we all throw $5 or $10 out there, hoping to strike it rich, because living, paycheck to paycheck is rough. And this is our only answer. But you're going to take money from the poor people to reinvest into the state, but really it depends on which state needs the money more. And California recently has needed a lot of money. Their budget has been an issue. And I don't want to hear another thing about their budgets here for the next 5 years, because they've won the last top 4 Powerball jackpots. Now, California did win 5 among the 10 biggest Powerball jackpots, including the second largest lottery prize in U.S. history, announced Wednesday. They said it was sold at a Midway and Liquor in Fraser Park, about an hour from Los Angeles. It comes after another lucky Californian, Edwin Castro, who we've been keeping an eye on, broke records by scooping up $2 billion last November. So the picture here is, again, this is the top 4 Powerball jackpots recently. All go to California. In fact, there's a 5th one coming in 9th place. All right. So it was $2 billion in November 7, 2022. That was Edwin's. All right. $1.7 billion on October 11th. This was the last one. All right. $1.5 billion on January 13th, 2016. And then $1.08 billion on July 19th in 2023.
These are all B's, by the way.
Yeah. These are all B's.
Ugh.
Right. In fact, actually, the only jackpots that got up to $1 billion, all of those went to California. Every other big jackpot were in the millions. So coming in 5th place, a $768 million that went to Wisconsin, right? So when it becomes $1 billion jackpot, it seems like California is the odds-on favorite to win it. And the fact that this is happening, and again, statistically speaking, that the top 4 jackpots in the history of Powerball all went to the same state, has a lot of people scratching their heads and asking questions. So I don't know. We're going to have to see some more footage on this, but big question on social media.
And Beef Vegan is feeling very good. He's not suicidal. He's very healthy, very happy, right?
Oh, you're afraid I'm going to get whacked for outing Big Powerball?
Big Powerball.
Well, I mean, consider this, okay? A Powerball like 1.765 billion, right? After taxes, the person who wins, even if they get it paid out over the course of 20 years, will be lucky to get $765 million out of that. Meaning $1 billion of that jackpot goes directly to the state for resourcing. And a lot of it goes to great programs like, our educational system, our education system. So, that's what we want. But
for teachers to get paid more so they don't have to do OnlyFans.
Yes. And actually on the stream, we'll show you the latest teacher/OnlyFans model of the week, who's raking in over $10,000 a month because of her booty and, of course, her quick escalation to hardcore porn.
Is she in California too?
She's not. She's in Missouri. There's a lot of Midwest OnlyFans teachers. I'll let you know how much she made a year and compared to how much she's making now a month. Coming up next on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, so look at this. I'm going to show this graph real quick because this is stupid.
I'm almost scared to see it.
Yeah, you're not gonna like it, dude. You're not gonna like it, but I will show you nonetheless. Look at this. This is Powerball Rigged. Here it is. The top 10 Powerballs. Top 10. All right, and the top 4, every single one that went over $1 billion went to California. And then the one in 2021 that was almost 700 million went to California as well. So 5 out of 10, all California.
Oh.
So again, statistically speaking, it's an anomaly to say the least, and it should be looked into. Don't forget that one Powerball that they didn't even announce the winner the day of because of complications.
Yeah, that's what got me.
Yeah.
I was like, that wasn't even the statistics about being California. It's the fact they didn't show you what happened. They're like, just trust us.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Yeah, I know.
Like, no more money for you. No more $2 a month for you.
I know. They're not getting any more of my money. I'm not going to do it. I've said it before, but I'm saying it again, and I stand by it. I'm not paying the idiot tax anymore. All right, let me show you this Petro. When I first came across that went viral, this is Fatter Beef Vegan. Petro, I will say this: his background story was fascinating because there's so many questions. He was an enigma, to say the least. Also looked like a fucking dummy, and honestly, he ended up in prison. He did it to himself, so it's not questionable. He was kind of a dummy, but he could be a victim of circumstance and his upbringing. And for a while there, he was balling out. So I reached out to him and said, hey, you want to do an interview? Now, I didn't have my own radio show. I was on a classic rock station. I just wanted to post something on YouTube, and I wanted to get to know this guy, because the one thing about Petro was that he was a star. Like, you could not help to have a reaction looking at this kid, whether you loved him or you hated him. He was polarizing and definitely had that star material. I mean, he went all in on the bowl cut, the face tattoos, the grill.
This is before Post Malone era too.
Yeah, this was 2000. This is 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and he started off the interview by pulling whippets. This is the first time. I've had a lot of maniacs on my shows over the years, right? A lot of rock stars and musicians. This guy started huffing furniture cleaner as soon as I started interviewing him, and it went like this. My name is Beef Vegan, the Meat Eating Phoenician, and I'm speaking with a man who popped up on my radar about 2 months ago, thanks to a website or Facebook page called Tucson Strange Moments. And when I first came across this cat, who's pulling a whipper right now.
What up, Beef Vegan? I want to start off by saying my radio voice is better.
Yeah, it's gonna wear off.
Just kidding.
It's Petro Sunny. Hey, thanks for joining me, Petro. Now,
thanks for having me, man.
When I first came across, all right, so I mean, it's actually a good interview, and that's only part one. I don't know where part two is, to be honest with you. And if we get a chance, if you want to check it out, it's odd. I try to get to know Petro and see what made him tick, and then he said a lot of stuff. He had some cool stories, and how much of them were bullshit? Who knows? I mean,
probably not a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty crazy.
Seems like he kind of walks that walk.
Yeah, afterwards, I knew this kid was going to go straight to jail, because afterwards we went into the parking lot, and I was BSing with him, seeing him out, and he's like, you want to smoke real quick? And I think I said yes. So I get into his Chrysler 300, because he had a Chrysler 300.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The poor man's Rolls Royce. And there was weed and just incriminating shit all over his. I mean, his whole car was like
littered,
covered with weed, and this is before it was legalized, right? He was riding so dirty that I'm just like, dude, I'm surprised you didn't get arrested on the way over here. And then just smoking nonstop and huffing while driving. Like, this guy was a maniac. Damn. He brought in a girl with him who was like so oxyed out that she was like passing out. I mean, the whole thing was a freak show. I mean, it really was.
Was that bad? It felt set up like a joke of some sort, like a prank show or something.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's crazy.
And I want to say congratulations, Mackenzie, getting married in 6 days. That's awesome. Yeah, and congratulations for sure. So that's a big deal. All right, we're gonna get ready for this next segment. But earlier this morning, of course, we had Rico do himself a little 5-star review. It was an excellent 5-star review, and I don't want you to miss it. So in case you did, it went a little something like this. Check it out. Hey, KFMA, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. If you're new to the show, then you should know that my good friend Rico, he likes to go out and be a consumer of all the different local businesses. And when he has a pleasurable experience, he immediately rushes to Google reviews to share with the world. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here's Rico's 5-star review. Who did you review again today?
The Dugout Sportsbar and Grill on 4880 East 22nd Street.
Oh, I've been there. The one with the batting cages.
That's right.
Oh, tell me all about it.
All right. I used to be a big sports bar guy, going out and getting absolutely obliterated with friends while yelling at giant LED screens with other fanatics, chomping on some honey hot barbecue wings, and saying, you'll do a shot with that random old guy who's been divorced 8 times and somehow still has money.
Hell yeah.
And now I'm a little older, I'll still indulge myself and go out to a local watering hole whenever I have a free Sunday, and saw that the Dugout was right down the road.
Nice.
Instead of being a complete alcohol degenerate, now I'm more of a gambling degenerate. Instead of wearing a jersey and high-fiving people I don't know while chugging pictures of Miller Lite, I'm the mysterious lone wolf who sips a nice whiskey neat while checking his phone for player stats at that bar top while ordering something dumb like hummus and pita. To send the message, hey, I'm health conscious and I'm here on business, not pleasure, you filthy animals. Now, recently, I've discovered those random sports betting tips accounts that let you join their Discord or Telegram server, and they'll feed you all the good bets. So when I randomly stumbled on the Joe Sports Betting Tips account, I did some deep digging and checked out the comments on there, and so many of them said, Joe just made me 15 grand. Joe's the best investment ever. And I knew they were definitely not bots or fake comments. Absolutely not.
Oh.
Don't ask me how I know. I just do.
Okay.
And since I'm tired of working for the man and for scraps, I decided to buy into his private group and get a sneak peek into this insider betting tips world. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. I want to live speedboat to speedboat, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Jet skis and caviar instead of Circle K parking lot jiu-jitsu and Sunny Delight. I was ready to put those days behind me. So on Sunday, I decided to go all in with my savings and take control of my destiny. I took Joe's advice on parlays and spreads, knowing this was my ticket out.
Yes.
Anyway, I guess Joe was drunk because I picked the Seahawks and the Colts for the money line and a 2.5 point spread with parlays, including quarterback Geno Smith getting 150 rushing yards. So basically, I lost everything except for some scratchers, $56 worth of Bitcoin, and the $20 in my pocket. Usually losing a small bet here and there on a Sunday is just part of the game. You might cuss to yourself at the urinal to let other dudes know your pain and just take the L.
Yeah.
But this was just a wash of complete failure and a strange new freedom to start fresh. I went completely numb and told the bartender I was heading to the batting cages to let off some steam, and he saw my teary eyes and knew there was no stopping me. When I got there, my hands were clammy and shaky, but as soon as those big old balls started hurling at my face, I let them all have my fury.
Nice.
I was just happy I'm here at the Dugout versus somewhere like Buffalo Wild Wings or something, because they don't have any physical activity to let steam off with. Yeah. And I probably would have said something very unnecessary to a Raiders fan after their win as a death wish, just to get out some aggression before getting curb stomped.
Yeah, you would have been stabbed too.
Oh, yeah. Giant balls being hurled at you in a cage is definitely safer than that. So I had my headphones in and I was blasting an alternating mix between Slipknot and Coldplay. So people watching me in a cage saw an unhinged man screaming 1 minute and crying the next while swinging a bat like I was on fire. When I took a break, a nice Mexican family bought me some fireball shots, and I think it was just because they were really entertained. I was in there for about an hour and a half before I lost all my energy and a rogue ball hit me in the left thigh, barely clipping one of my jewels.
Oh, no.
I took that as a sign, and I walked out of the cage like a beat-up UFC fighter. People started to slow clap and take photos, but I just got an Uber to head to the casino to sulk over some Kino and Moscow mules trying to get old people to lend me money. Down, but not out. Thanks for the therapy cages and the hummus. 5 stars.
That is a positive way to look at losing your ass on sports betting.
Yeah.
That you could put out, that aggression in the batting cages.
Exactly. It was
Fantastic.
perfect.
That's an actual factual review that you can see on Google reviews. All you have to do is search the Dugout Sportsbar and Grill and look at the Google reviews. If you come across Rico's 5-star review, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Excellent job there, Rico.
Thank you. See you in the cage.
Yes. We're going to hit the reset. We got more Beef Figure Presents coming up after these words. Rock 102.1 KFMA.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. He's almost like Cody Rhodes. Let me welcome. And so we got Justin Spears and Andrew from ESPN Radio joining us on the podcast broadcast. And if you could adjust your microphone there, Spears, so you're not blocking. There you go.
Yeah.
Andrew's face.
There
There you go. Hey, what's up, Andrew? You go ahead and plug in your headphones as well and join us.
Face for radio.
And Justin's like, so what do we want to talk about? I'm like, oh, we could talk about sports. We could talk about OnlyFans models. And he's like, OnlyFans, man. Oh, did not say that. Did U of A win this last Saturday?
Man, not only did they win, they dominated, bro.
And you felt good about this game.
It was. I did.
Yeah. So now they're 4-3. They need 2 more to be eligible for bowl games. And I noticed that you asked which 2 games do people think it's going to be. What was the popular answer on your Twitter thread as far as the 2 games that they feel like U of A has the best chance of winning besides ASU? So ASU and then what?
ASU, and I would probably say Colorado on the road, which is crazy because both those games are road games, and people are very high on the Wildcats winning those games.
Deion Sanders, Colorado?
Deion Sanders, because Colorado, they're not the Colorado from the start of the season. They've been dealing with injuries. They blew a 29-0 lead against Stanford on Friday.
A lot of crying happening.
Beautiful. The SNL that Keenan Thompson did of Deion Sanders Weekend Update was was spot on and perfect. It was beautiful.
Yeah. So I like Arizona's chances against the Buffaloes on the road. And then, coming out of the bye week, they got Oregon State, which is number 12 in the country right now. Oregon State's kicking ass right now.
Yeah.
The Beavers are legit. But, you look at Arizona this season, and all their losses are by a combined 16 total points.
Right. So they've been competitive games.
They've been in every single game, and 2 of those losses are against top 10 opponents. One of them being against USC on the road in the Coliseum in triple overtime. So this team's pretty good, man. Arizona football is in a really good place.
Yeah, that's good to know. And I noticed that the Raiders won this weekend as well, as Jeff was just saying. And I just had to check to see if we were giving away any Raiders tickets this week.
The road trip.
Yeah, road trip. But I don't see anything. Did you give out any Raiders tickets today? Any keywords or any texting?
Not this week, I think. I think it's next week.
All right, so it must be another away game.
Have you been to that stadium yet, Allegiant?
No, dude, I don't have money for that.
The
How
Roomba.
money to go to Vegas?
The Roomba.
The giant Roomba.
I'll be in that
They got
giant
a sphere
Roomba.
and a Roomba now.
Yeah. Oh, there's a sphere actually, and Rico showed me what the sphere's been doing lately. The sphere is crazy, man. They
The U2
continue.
concert?
Well, the U2 concert's one of them, but they had like the eyeball. That was one.
Yeah.
Did you see what they did recently? This thing is nuts. In fact, actually, let me just pull it up for you instead of trying to explain it because it's almost impossible. This is what the sphere did over the weekend and it really freaks people out more so than the fucking eyeball. And you know what? I take offense to that because it went like this.
Would you rather eat a man-sized bean or a bean-sized man?
I'm eating a man. Yeah, I will murder a man with my mouth. I would, 100%. And then someone I know, but not super well, that's great, because I have a lot of acquaintances. Some of them look delicious. Yeah, that's, man, the Las Vegas Sphere, there's nothing it won't do. It really is.
Wild.
Yeah, it is really
Just let
giant
anybody
cannibal.
in there.
Yep.
yeah, just let them
They
program
should just do
away.
like an advertising spree. It's like you pay, $100 for any business
Yeah.
to be on there for 3 seconds.
That's not a bad way to do it.
No, not at all.
Oh, I'm sure they'll sell advertising on that here soon, for sure.
Paint kings.
They need to make that money back. I mean, they're charging like, what is it, $175 for parking, which is absurd.
$75 to park.
Yeah, park in the vicinity of the Sphere, and it's even crazier in Las Vegas, the home of free valet, right? So people are freaking out about that. And then on top of that, they were over $1 billion over budget to bank this thing. So they do need to make their money back ASAP. And U2 is not going to save them, So selling advertisements, it will be the next thing that you will see. Now, we're back here live in Rock 102.1 KFMA. Joining us, Justin Spears from Spears and Ali. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning.
And of course, so we have Andrew, their producer, who probably never gets a chance to talk on the radio on Spears and Ali. Probably gets slapped whenever he tries to. I hear you're very aggressive.
Once upon a time, maybe, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's good to hear your voice on the radio for the very first time, Andrew. We're talking about the Las Vegas Sphere real quick because, we give out tickets for the Raiders, and I have not seen the giant Roomba yet, have not been to Allegiant Stadium yet. I'm not eligible to win these tickets. They make sure to let staff know that even though we have radio stations in Las Vegas, and one of those radio stations is the official home of the Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, you heard that right. Like legitimately in bed with the team. There's still no more tickets for your Uncle Beef.
Wow.
So, I know, dude.
It's brutal.
And they said it just like that verbatim to you.
Yeah.
You're like, wow.
I know.
Unnecessary.
Have you been offered tickets, Justin?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
What?
Okay. Yeah, well, you get tickets all the time for U of A games because you're official beat writer.
Well, not tickets. I have a credential.
Credentials.
I have a season credential that I use to get into the game.
Okay, yes. And so you don't necessarily get a seat. You get a little box where you get to report on with other like sports nerds.
Yes.
Yeah. I've
Can't
seen
cheer
that. Rico and I actually, or was it you with me
Yeah, it
last
was
year at the
me,
Arizona
yeah,
Bowl?
yeah.
Yeah. So we
Like,
saw.
what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah, we snuck to the level that press was
man.
allowed at, and we
Forgot
popped
about that.
into Spears' room to see what kind of fun he was having,
Yeah.
and didn't look that much fun. It didn't look like fun at all. It looked like work. Ugh.
There's
Yeah.
like a big official behind him poking him. He's like, come on, keep
Yeah.
reporting.
Yeah.
Better,
They have
faster.
a,
Don't take your eyes
a
off the
rule
field.
before every Arizona game. They remind you this is a working press box, no cheering or ululating.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
So even you being the official sports, the beat writer for the U of A Wildcats, you're obviously a fan of the team, and you're a U of A alum.
I am a U of A alum.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
How are you not a fan? You tell this to Coach Fish? I don't believe this.
Not a fan.
You went to the school.
I did.
You
I grew up
are
in
the
Tucson.
alum.
Yeah.
Went to a lot of Arizona football games growing up.
Are you still mad because they wouldn't let you walk on?
No.
Is that what it is?
He
It's
ran with the
personal.
linebackers, man.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
personal. No, we had this joke because obviously I'm a hefty guy.
Yeah, you're
A
an
little bit-
offensive lineman
I'm a
for
little bit on
sure.
the chubby side. I'm an offensive lineman. And whenever we did conditioning, I always like take pride in like keeping up with the linebackers.
Okay.
And so I would run with we always divide it by skill players, linebackers, defensive linemen. I'm like,
This
I'm
is
not
at Cienega, right?
Cienega High School. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to run with all the other chubby guys. I'm going to run with the linebackers.
Yeah.
And I would keep up with the linebackers. And
Nice.
I took great pride in that. And when the
You
first
didn't run with the wide receivers though.
no, definitely
Okay,
not. I'm
all
not
right,
keeping up with
just
those
make
guys.
sure.
But like the first time I told Andrew and Ali, they were like, "You're lying. You're so full of it right now." I'm like, "What? No, I'm serious." And then we finally brought on my high school coach, Neemer Hassey, who's now the principal at Micah Mountain High School. And I was like, "Coach, you got to help me out. You got to help me get like vindicated here."
Uh-huh.
Did I run with the linebackers? And he said it. He's like, "Yeah, no. Spears was an athlete, man.
Was running with them. Did
He
you
was
beat?
running.
Would you beat the linebackers?
I would beat like obviously I was in the bottom half, but I would beat a few. I would definitely beat a few for
So
sure.
does Coach Fish know that you're not a fan of their organization as a whole, no matter who's the head coach?
Doesn't matter who the head coach is because I covered the team, so therefore I can't be a fan. I come from an objective point of view.
Okay.
I come as an expert growing up here in Tucson, Arizona, but by no means am I a fan.
you
That's why
grew
we're-
up here in Tucson, Arizona,
Yes,
and you went to U of A.
I did.
Yeah, and you're lying to your bosses saying that you're not a fan. That's insane. Where is your U of A tattoo on your body? Just point to the doll. I know you got. Yeah, I know you got something. I know you got something.
Yeah?
But
Got a
okay.
wildcat hiding down there.
Yeah, for the sake of being a professional, he's not a fan of that. Is there a college program you are a fan of?
No.
Nope. That's why
hate
we
all
call him
college
Rupert the
sports.
reporter.
Yeah, so I have a
Exactly.
nickname on the show. I go by Rupert the Reporter.
Right. Yeah. I got a couple names for you too. None of them I can say on the radio. Definitely full of it for sure, though. But it is good that the U of A Wildcats did win Saturday, and they did in a pretty impressive fashion. So moving forward,
44-6.
yeah, this next weekend, who are we playing against, and what's the rundown there? What's our odds of being able to win this game?
They're playing against the Keith Sweats.
The Keith Sweats.
Nobody.
Oh, they got a bye week.
Bye week.
Okay. And now you're gonna try to tell me that you're not a fan of Keith Sweat.
I love
because
Keith
Who
Sweat.
would even? Okay, no, you're officially allowed to be a fan of Keith Sweat.
Yeah, because I don't cover Keith Sweat.
Yeah, nobody does. You're probably the only one in the fan club. All right, let's keep this conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. I have pictures to show you of the latest teacher / OnlyFans model who's no longer teaching, but definitely educating people how to be better in the bedroom. We'll show that on the podcast broadcast. Be back with more right after this. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was my tease. I am actually kind of infatuated with this latest OnlyFans teacher. Now, the
Can't
story.
imagine why.
Well,
Infatuated or subscribed?
I didn't subscribe
Yes.
too much because first off, her no pay-per-view page is $50 a month. That's far too much.
What?
And then her pay-per-view page, that means like showing you posts that you get paid to see, is like $15 a month, and I think that's with like 30% off. It's insane. Yeah, it's
With the coupon.
There's a pay-per-view that you don't have to pay for. How did
a no pay-per-view. So she had two pages. She has one that continuously pimps out pay-per-view content, right?
but you still have to pay for it.
Well, if you want to see the content, you have to pay for it, and you're already paying to subscribe to the page. So they're kind of like
a double fee, basically.
Yeah, what the hell?
they kind of crack dealer you, right? So
Yeah.
they give you like a hit. So like, here's a titty pic for free. And then, here is a setup of me walking in the bedroom with this like hung dude who's about to destroy me. And if you want to
You
see that,
want?
pay $9.99, something like that, right?
Huh.
And that's how they get you. And that's how you market it properly and pretty professionally on OnlyFans. You see, there's a lot of people who know how to approach the OnlyFans model as a business. And then there's a lot of amateurs who are just kind of be like, I want $10,000 a month too. But to really make that kind of money, you have to not only A, go full blown porn,
Mhm.
but B, really know how to market yourself and be able to push.
You got to have at least 2 baker's dozens of like Indonesian kids on your payroll doing like Fiverr stuff on Twitter. It's part of the game.
It's all part of the game. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That's what all those office buildings are being turned into, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're being pulled into. So I'm going to do, I got pictures of here that I'm going to show you of this woman, and she's super cute. In fact, actually, I saw her on my Instagram page too. Here is a seductive here. Let me pull this one up.
I can feel the tension from Spears here.
I'm like, all right, so this is Brianna. Now, this is her blonde up and ready for OnlyFans. Yeah, very nice, right? Got a super nice booty. This is her teacher look.
Is that AI high school thing that they all did? Or no? Is that her real one?
That's her real one. No, that's her real one. That's 100% her real one.
That's her real?
Yeah. Okay, so so that was her, and this is her husband, who is now OnlyFans as well. And here's the backstory of this. Okay, she was making $42,000 a year teaching at a high school, teaching freshmen and sophomores. And then at the beginning of the school year, she talked about how over the summer she was making $10,000 a month to her class of freshman and sophomore, who immediately was like, "Can I go to the bathroom?" And then boom, subscribe, right? Got their parents' credit card, subscribe, get all the content, because we've all had teacher crushes before, right?
I like her Fight Club style demands there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they're like, pay teachers more. And we won't
teachers more.
Yeah, we won't have to do porn on the internet. And that's a strong argument, right?
It's a good platform.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I'm going to show you this. Pulling up Unilad, who shared this story, I believe. And
Unilad's got all the juice.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, was it Unilad? It might not have been Unilad. It could have been somebody else.
Unilad.
Could have been Barstool. One of the other bro pages. But she now has an Instagram page. And
you're sliding out of the frame there, Justin.
I know. I'm like, here, I'm pulling this up. Was it Barstool? No, definitely not Barstool, Arizona. I think it's just legitimate Barstool.
I'm finna get another piece of pizza if you don't mind.
Get another piece of pizza.
Say finna? I love it.
You were mad on the fence a while ago.
I was.
I went for the 3 for today.
Yeah,
That's how good it was.
Eat it. And we promise we won't make it weird at all. So go ahead and grab a slice there.
Put it in your mouth.
Pumpkin pizza.
Yeah.
Pumpkin pizza. Oh, yeah. You like that big pumpkin in your mouth?
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't need no stem for happiness.
Oh, yeah. That's all that crap. Oh, you know what? Here's our inappropriate joke of the day.
This is how the OnlyFans account starts.
Woo! Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good.
That Justin ASMR just hits different.
It does.
Dang, bro, you don't got to do them like that.
Yeah, don't do them like that.
Why you got to go that hard, man?
I got somebody calling, probably because they can only get so hard while watching you eat.
Stop it! Stop it!
Rock 1 2.1, who's this?
Claudine.
Claudine, what's up?
Not much. What's up?
I don't know. You're calling me? What's the deal?
My caller number 9 for Alice Cooper tickets.
Oh, are you kidding me? You're listening to KLPX right now, and you're trying to call KFMA?
Yo, shoot. Whoops. Wrong one. Wrong button.
All right, Claudine.
Wrong button.
That's what you get for listening to the Frank Show. You lost. Only losers listen to the Frank Show. Fun fact. All right.
You done gone did it.
Yep. All right. Love when that happens. Okay, here's
Alice Cooper. I'm sick of these Alice Cooper tickets.
Yeah.
Alice Cooper. Well, I mean, I got Zach Wild tickets, huh?
Can we find a way to get Alice Cooper to go to Andrew's wedding?
No. Yeah. That's a hard no.
No.
You can find a way to get me to show up to Andrew's wedding, and that's simply by invitation. But I feel like that got lost in the mail.
Get an Alice Cooper lookalike.
It's true.
Did I get lost in the mail? You didn't want if you didn't want a celebrity to be at your wedding, then that's why you don't invite Alice Cooper and myself. I get it.
Are you talking about a 5-minute show up, or do you want me to officiate?
Ooh. B for Alice.
Either one.
Because yes.
They're both very good at it.
You know I'm ordained, first and foremost.
Are you really?
When'd you get ordained?
Of course I'm ordained. I was ordained years ago. I've been officiant for about 5 different weddings. Some people I knew, some people I didn't know. Yeah, in fact, actually, one time I almost got stabbed afterwards. It was a fun.
I mean, that comes with the job, man.
Yeah.
I was booked
Hazard
as
pay.
a DJ / wedding officiant at a VFW in Sun City, right? And I did it, and I did the ceremony just fine, and then I had to go and DJ. While I'm DJing, this the bride's brother, big ass drunk, looked like Larry the Cable Guy on steroids, right? Still had the gut, but had like killer big arms and dressed like a truck driver at a wedding, even though it was a VFW wedding. Came up and asked me to play Ted Nugent. Right?
Oh no.
So I'm like, whatever, okay,
Great
Ted.
Ted.
I'll play Ted Nugent. All he asked the song. The thing with Ted Nugent songs is they're like 16 minutes long, right? And I didn't have Ted Nugent in my little CD catalog, so I had to play it off of my phone. So I pull it up on YouTube, I plug it into my phone, and I'm going, right? Well, that night, for whatever reason, I was getting prank calls from someone. And so I play about 15 and a half minutes of this fucking song. The last 30 seconds gets interrupted by the prank call. This guy flips out. And he comes up to me, he's like, oh, why did you play the whole fucking thing? And I was like, whoa. I played 15 minutes of it, dude. Like, and he's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And it got so bad that literally the wedding party was holding him back and had to pull him out of the VFW while he threatened to fucking kill me. And I'm getting paid to be a DJ / officiant for this wedding.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude.
That'd easily be the worst way to die after a
Really?
Ted Nugent song.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And so since then, I've been team fuck Ted Nugent, even before the political stuff, but like, all of it. I'm like, no.
Your dying words are like, just tell my family it was a different way.
Yeah.
Just tell them it
You
wasn't
get
a Ted
stabbed during
Nugent
cat
request.
scratch fever.
But I also don't understand like the audacity to sit there and act out at someone else's wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're going to someone else's special day, like don't act like a jerk and don't propose to your loved one. Like don't steal the moment from them.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I hate when people do that.
This
so
group
stupid.
of people made white trash people look like the Kardashians. Like that's how trashy and crazy
Don't insult white
it
people
was.
like that.
No, dude. First off, I was in my element. Obviously. I mean, first, they got a guy they don't know officiating their wedding. He was wearing a backwards hat and a suit. You know what I mean? Like it was it was
Tuxedo shirt.
I'm looking like Silent Bob.
in the back of a VFW. I mean, the whole thing was just nuts. The fact that I got out of there with all my teeth and not impregnating somebody is a miracle.
Really?
Yeah.
Tuxedo t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's like I'm formal, but I'm here to party.
Yeah. And there was a couple things like there was a lot of funny moments during that. I had a wireless mic. Somebody asked to grab it, and it was another friend of the groom or whatever, and he's like kind of like saying things over the microphone. It's kind of like, I don't know, making jokes, and the bride's brother thought it was me saying it, and he's all getting pissed at me, and I'm like, you don't see my mouth moving. What the fuck, dude? I'm not doing anything. So yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That sounds stressful.
Yeah.
That sounds stressful.
I learn something new about beef every single time I come in here.
That I'm a survivor. The fact that I haven't been murdered 10 times over.
Yeah, I used to be a luchador. What about it?
Anthony
Like, what?
said in the podcast stream, just about Petro Sunny is, and it's fact. I do this to myself all the time. We're back here on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Where did Anthony post that? Anthony wrote that I'm always putting myself in sketchy situations. And, in this situation, I explained this wedding DJ fail story that I just had on the podcast broadcast. I was literally booked for this. But in this situation, it was my mom putting me in sketchy situations. The fact that I made it home from DJing / being a wedding officiant at a wedding. I was a wedding officiant who got threatened. He got his life threatened by the bride's brother. That's what happened to me one night in a VFW in Sun City. But I lived to tell the tale. And so if you're looking for a wedding officiant, a hard no.
Just FYI.
Yeah. You're looking, because I'm looking at you and your beard, Andrew, and I'm pretty sure your family is probably going to be at a VFW sometime soon too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Any trips to Sun City? That's a hard no. How about that?
hard no. Now the Diamondbacks actually played the Phillies, and we are in the National League Championship Series.
Yes, sir.
It's a big deal. All of a sudden the Diamondbacks have fans again. That's fun. We're excited about baseball again. So what do you feel like the odds are for the Diamondbacks based off of the first game that happened against the Phillies. I saw the opening pitch. That didn't look good. What happened with our opening game?
So Philadelphia was aggressive at the plate. Zach Gallen is one of the top pitchers in baseball right now. Is definitely in the running to win the National League Cy Young Award. And he was aggressive, but Philadelphia countered it with their bats. And Kyle Schwarber hitting the leadoff home run. Bryce Harper also went yard on his 31st birthday. Nick Castellanos also went yard. So the stars for Philadelphia got it done at the plate. And it was an opportunity for the D-backs to set the tone in this series. But now they got game 2 tonight, and Merrill Kelly will be on the mound. I'm curious to see how the D-backs are going to be later on in the series if they win some games and it really goes the distance, because they really only have about 3 starting pitchers that they can rely on.
Right.
Bullpen's actually stepped up. Paul Sewald, the guy that they acquired from the Seattle Mariners. Kevin Ginkel, former Arizona Wildcat, has been spectacular as like a setup guy. So the D-backs, they have enough to win this series, but the Phillies are playing really good baseball right now.
I mean, there's a lot of people who believe that we shouldn't even be in this position to begin with. We just got hot at the right time. Anthony on the stream thinks the D-backs will get swept. Now, having 3 good pitchers, when we won the World Series, we really only had 2, and we rotated the hell out of them. Can we do that?
Kurt Schilling and Randy Johnson?
Yeah, can we just go back to 2001 and just have our 2 stars start over and over again? Is that a possibility? No?
I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think that Zach Gallen is a great starting pitcher. Merrill Kelly is also a good one, too. It's just the only thing about him is he pitches gems and then he gets taken out of games for like a calf strain. That's been his MO all season long, but it's a big one tonight. If you can steal one in Philadelphia and then you go back to Chase Fields, tie things up, I like the D-backs chances a lot.
Okay.
And they made all the right moves. Like I said, at the trade deadline, getting Paul Sewald, getting Tommy Pham. He's been exceptional at the plate for the D-backs. So things are rolling right now.
All right. Well, good. It really comes down to tonight. Let's see if our D-backs can get a win and bring it back home. And that's what we're hoping for. We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Be back with your beef tip after these words. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Excellent. See? And we end up talking some baseball and just effortlessly. And Mackenzie, if your wedding's on Saturday, unfortunately, I can't make it. That's the show open, but I do appreciate the invite because I do love weddings and free food, and I just love weddings in general. I get all sappy and emotional. I get so happy for people.
What?
Yeah, man.
That you barely know. You're just like,
yeah. I've DJed tons of weddings, and honestly, like the speeches, the vows, all that stuff. I am a big softie when it comes to that.
What is the coolest wedding you've been to? You think?
Ooh.
Most fun. I still want to go to an Indian wedding.
No, I've been to some.
I've heard those are hot.
I want to go so bad.
I've DJ'd for Indian a group, and the playing all the Punjabi music. I don't know how to say it. Punjabi music.
Punjabi.
That's a fucking rager, dude. Yeah, I didn't know any of the music. They were loading me up.
Oh, they gave you all the music to play?
Well, yeah, they were just coming up being like, Google this or YouTube this, YouTube that. And then I'm just going in and they're just raging, dude. Tech guys.
That's amazing.
I did that. I did a wedding in Scottsdale where I was assistant DJ, and it was the world's most best looking people. Like, honestly,
all models in there.
The ugliest person in that room was probably a 9. With the exception of me, obviously, I felt like a fucking troll. Like, what am I even doing here?
What are you doing
here? Oh, you want to hear a song? Everyone, even the grandmother was like super hot. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Grandma's hot?
Yeah, dude. All the guys are over 6 feet tall.
Yep.
All the girls have big fake tits. I mean, they were all just like Scottsdale elite. So some of those gigs, I felt more comfortable going to get stabbed in a VFW in Sun City than I did at a venue in Scottsdale DJing for people.
That's still one of the best memes I've seen, that Kardashian one where it's like, you're not ugly, you're just poor. They had a before and after photo of like one of the Kardashians before she got rich, and it's like,
it's like that with Cristiano Ronaldo too, soccer player.
Oh god, yeah, dude, that's funny. Those old photos of him, looking all nerdy.
Dude, it's not even that. As far as being ugly, like you can be ugly, but if you know how to make yourself look better, then then you could be a 10. And I have an example of this that I'll share with you right here. And this is an unfair advantage that women have. We know this. And we've all woken up the next day.
I think I know exactly what you're about to show.
Well, you live on the internet, so I know you do. This is a video of what makeup can do.
Watch this. This is crazy.
First off, would you smash this chick, Justin Spears?
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, would you hit it?
Just
off the bat, right?
Right, she's getting ready.
This is so freaky, man.
It's seriously.
Now you can see she got breast implants, which look looking pretty nice. But yeah, still looks like cracked out. She got no teeth. She looks like she's hanging out of Circle K parking lots.
Okay.
And then she puts on a little foundation, a little orange spun action, get some eyelashes. Don't forget your eyelashes. Thicken up those eyebrows.
What?
Yes. Yep.
And there she is now.
I can't. I have my trust issues,
dude,
to 1,000 now. I can never go out anymore.
That's why you got to do a first date at a pool.
Yeah.
Look, I don't mind.
So scared. No. All right.
I don't mind this transition, but I do mind if I see that she's with somebody who is super hot, like a super hot dude. I mind that. Now she's with like one of us, with the exception of Rico, because he models. Then that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, go with an average dude if you know you're below average in your looks, and before the magic of makeup and breast implants and teeth. But because she's smoking hot, and she could take her teeth out too. It makes her go from a 10 to an 11.
Mm-hmm. My goodness.
It's so bad.
That transformation.
Yeah, it's insane.
Let me tell you something very uncomfortable about working door at a bar, by the way.
Okay, yes.
It's like when you have the couples come up and you have to ask for ID. And this is neither here nor there, but it's like you get the ID from the girl that's like looking like a model, like really hot. You're like, oh, good for this guy. Then you see the photo and it's like a mustache. And it's like a guy. I'm like,
that's how it is.
Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. They give me that eyeball look, like, don't you say a fucking word.
Yeah. I'm with the ninja.
It's happened a couple times. And
it is amazing.
Like, hey, they're having fun. Let them do the thing.
Hey,
maybe he does know.
2023, baby.
Yeah, it's 2023, baby.
Is there a guy equivalent that we could do? I mean, I guess we look better looking just by the possessions that we own, and the cars that we drive and things like that. So that's our magic trick, but
humor.
I'm
a funny guy.
No.
I like to think I am.
I'm glad that you brought that up because, and you've been talking about this because you're a sports radio guy, the Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce phenomenon. A lot of people are all talking about this and super excited for Taylor. Imagine in a world if Taylor Swift was dating Jonah Hill. How many people would lose their minds? Like right now, people are all about this because they're two very good looking people that seem like, okay, you guys are good looking enough to be together, and nobody is like freaking out about it, right?
Yeah.
If anything, they're celebrating it, and they are America's it couple. But if she was dating somebody based off sense of humor,
like Seth Rogen,
yeah, dude, it
was like Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson.
Right, and that's how much flack did Pete Davidson get?
Yeah.
Just for dating anybody. It's because, sense of humor may get a girl, but society will still look at an ugly guy who's funny and roast him to no end for dating above his pay grade. And not talking about how much he's making, but his physical stature. And I'm talking about, obviously, the difference between Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, how the world reacts to that, and Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian, and how the world could not fathom or even agree on that. If anything, they're just like, I don't know what's worse, Well,
then also you have the conspiracy manufactured theory about all those too.
What's the conspiracy manufacture theory?
Well, just in general, like it's all made up behind the PR press, fake relationships for other reasons. I
don't subscribe to that. I do believe that.
Well, you're the audience. That's exactly why.
I'm surprised Aaron Rodgers hasn't said anything about that. Like the reason why Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are together is to promote Pfizer.
Yeah,
I was laughing.
Mr. Pfizer.
Mr. Pfizer.
Got him.
I know. Yeah, like, well, you know, Aaron Rodgers is definitely on the same boards that other people are on, but I do believe that relationship that Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is legit and real, and I do believe Pete Davidson smashed Kim Kardashian over and over again. So thumbs up on that.
Live streaming to Kanye.
Yeah. Let me get into your beef tip for today before we wrap things up. Spears and Andrew, I appreciate you guys joining us for the podcast broadcast. Don't forget to subscribe, youtube.com/beefvegan. They say today's beef tip is you might be able to make your phone less addictive by turning your screen black and white, not color. That can help you get rid of the positive reinforcements that keep you scrolling and tapping. And both iPhone and Android have settings that easily let you shut off the color. So my beef tip to you is if you or someone you love is addicted to your cell phone, switch the home screen to black and white. It will make it less addictive. And studies have proven that. So there you go. That's your beef tip. I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the show. Rob Nash is up next. We'll join you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later.
When you wish
something informative.
Should have ended on Ted Nugent.
will come and
He wants to be way less addictive. With Ted Nugent on it.
mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your
That song it just
teeth.
triggers you now.